Iko Nini. So jana kuna vile Harambee Stars ilibaki imeshinda its game versus Morocco, and since then kumekuwa na nothing but good news. So the good news ni saizi kuna vile the president has promised to give them 2.5 million shillings each if they beat Zambia. Hii itakuwa game, itakuwa on Sunday. So wakipatiwa another 2.5, kumbuka tayari washawin 2.5, inamaanisha kila mtu atatoka na hii from hii tournament na 5 million shillings clean, which is very good money, najua. And but still, this is a sort of money that makes you ask questions, because first of all, every time wameshinda, the president utoa 42 million shillings. So 42 million shillings, and that means there are 42 people kwa hiyo staff. So if there are 42 people kwa staff, ile draw ilikuwa ni 21 million alitoa. Alafu jana another 42 million. But sasa amesema the next time ni 2.5 million shillings each, so we have to multiply 2.5 na 42, we end up with 105 million shillings. And I'm like, damn, where does this guy get all this money? Because to just contribute that, because this is not coming from the government. According to him, this is coming from his own pocket. So I don't know. I know kuna sota sema that comes from selling chicken, and I really need to eat some sugoi chicken. Like, I just need to eat that chicken, because that chicken has to be so special that it does not, as soon as imefika tu umri wa kuuzwa inauzwa. Kuna watu wanasema ni mayai, maybe yo mayai ya sugoi. Okay, I don't know. But good news, of course, like for Harambee Stars, I want them to get the money. So I'm really hoping that on Sunday watabaki wameshinda, because 5 million shillings is life-changing money if you can maintain your lifestyle. And wasifanya hii bullshit ya nunua kaploti, nunua kanini. Hiyo gani nonsense. I think kuna msee fulani nicheki majuzi alikuwa amebonga jio story that hii kununua ploti ingekuwa that good, then why do those people sell? Why don't they wait for 5 years when the price will be double? Najua, if you're buying a plot, just buy it because you like it, or buy it because you're planning to develop it, but don't buy it as this investment that's just going to go up and up and up. Hiyo ni mabuda zetu walikuwa na danganyika hivyo. But now tukimalizana na hiyo, that's the end of the good news. Now the bad news inakuja. Kuna mtu anaitwa Oletea alikuwa ameandika exclusive. CAF has frozen ticket sales for all upcoming fixtures at the Moi International Sports Center Kasarani, including next Sunday's Kenya versus Zambia clash, after major safety and security breaches marred the Harambee Stars game against Morocco. The incidents before and during the match involved a broken gate, entry by fans without tickets, overcrowding beyond capacity, invasion of the media center, and the use of tear gas. CAF's disciplinary and safety committee are investigating and will determine the next step. So this might end up meaning that Sunday, Harambee Stars might play with an empty stadium. And this is just sad. This is sad because I feel for a very long time Kenyans tumekuwa tukimisbehave. Because I remember when I was looking at the footage, kulikuwa na hii footage msali kwa ameandika Kenyans occupy stadium for game against Morocco, and you can see wase wanaingia tu kwa gate hivo, and you're guessing like kuna mseta alianguka, which this could have led to a stampede. So inamaanisha ikikam to safety, I'll take enough like safety precautions. So you had all these people, and then who enter hivi, and then they just start rushing and they're going up, and then you had another shot ya ile sasa wakiwa kwa steps za stadium. Hii ilikuwa imetoka kwa standard digital, and you can just see them. And with this, you have to think about it and be like, does Kenya have the capacity to stop such things? Yes, we have. But the capacity would involve heavy police presence. Nikushua kuna wasota kwa like, this heavy police presence is there because people are going to criticize Ruto. No. Heavy police presence needs to be there to protect innocent lives, because it's only a matter of time before there's a stampede. Because try to imagine Kenya ifike final, what would happen? If we can allow this nonsense to happen at the group stage, what's going to happen at the knockout stages? It's just going to get worse and worse and worse. So history ya CAF, I think that this is the time now. I don't know how Kenya has convinced her to play with an empty stadium, but if you're able to play with an empty stadium, there needs to be a certain level of security. If we can secure every place during protests, it means we can also secure one stadium and just have enough. Zile masengenge tulitumia kuprotect State House zinafaa kuwa, alafu kukuwe na very unaingilia kutoka huko kwa gate huko mbali, kuna kwa na very long walking distance ya ukienda kasa. Hapo ndio kunafaa kuwa na security, alafu sasa wasa wanaingia polepole hivyo. If you don't have a ticket, enda home, just go watch the game at home. So yeah, kuzata MOOC Africa, I think on the official ticketing walikuwa wameandika greetings. After the security breach in Kasarani yesterday, ticket sales for Kasarani games have been suspended until further notice from the organizers. Kind regards, the MOOC support team. So we can't keep doing this. We can't keep being the country of lawlessness, because this is basically what happened. That was lawlessness, where people decide that since I need kuachi game, sina tiko, I'm just going to push my way through. And this is sad, because now if you had to ask me what's going to happen, because what has helped Kenya right now, apart from the money motivation that everyone keeps saying, wako motivated na do, another thing that has happened is the crowd. Najua the crowd, I think inaitwa the 12th man. The 12th man has really helped by being on the stands and screaming and hyping these guys, and these guys now giving their 100%. If that element is not there on Saturday, then on Sunday, that is, it becomes a very different game. So that's one of the things ile sijafurahia juu yake. But even nikumbusha pia that ilikuwa inasemekana Harambee Stars wamekuwa upgraded to, what's it called, wamekuwa upgraded to a 5-star hotel. And this was interesting to me, because there are people who are so angry that they were angry with that. Kuna zile mushindagwajo. So why are you angry that Harambee Stars have been upgraded to like whatever, a 5-star hotel? Like how does that yeah, okay. Machiketa niko speechless. Like, na understand we are fighting this Ruto guy, but let's be reasonable as we do that fight, not just complaining about everything. So there was that. But yes, so that's stories of Futa. Now, what's going to happen on Sunday? I actually don't know. Are we going to play in an empty stadium? Hopefully not. And are the boys going to win their next 2.5 million shillings? I'd be so happy for them. Because try to imagine, okay, win 2.5, I'm sure this guy is going to say, mkishinda the next quarter final, 2.5. Mkishinda. Sota washinde quarter final na semi. Aye, damn, by your time unatoka na 10M. That's some really good money. So hopefully that happens for them. And yeah, but still kuna story fulani jo nimecheki hapa. Hii story ina involve Maju. And hii story, I'm actually really sad for whoever is involved. Kuna deals zingine ambazo musemaga ukinikujia nazo. Like mimi nimsewa get rich or die trying, but kuna deals nikujia nazo nitakwambia zi. Yeah. So kulikuwa na hii headline. Hii headline ilikuwa kwa the Daily Nation. Ilikuwa ni US indicts Kenyan and 3 others for conspiring to supply weapons to Mexican drug cartels. Alafu kuna raya fulani hapa inaitwa Mr. Elisha Asumo. Yes. So ikabaki imeendelea. The United States has indicted a Kenyan and 3 other foreign nationals for conspiring to supply military grade weaponry to Mexican drug cartels, including Cartel de Jalisco Nueva Generacion, one of the Mexico's most violent and prolific transnational criminal organizations. Elisha Odhiambo Asumo, along with 2 Ugandan nationals, Michael Katungi Mpweire and Peter Dimitrov Mirchev, as well as a Tanzanian, Subiro Osmund Mwapinga, are said to have conspired to supply weapons to Mexican drug cartels. So this is what I have to ask myself. You as an African, what business do you have supplying weapons to a Mexican drug cartel? Because this means that, first of all, where are you sourcing? Because Kenya hatutengezagi hizi vitu. So I say, this story to me looks too movie-like. Inanikalia kama zile zinaitagwa nini. Kuna kitu inaitagwa ile where unalidiwa kwa something. So I think kama fala walilidiwa watu wakamwoniaje, unajua unaweza nini, wakasema yes, so unaweza yes, yes, because otherwise it makes no sense unless washai travel wakaenda Mexico, alafu after kutoka Mexico wakameet wase huko. I don't know, but what I know is ikikam to hii story, ukiamua wewe kuvunja sheria, tafadhali vunja sheria, lakini chochote kile unavunja sheria kisi-end up kiki-involve America, because America is the first world country that wagaina believe in punishment iki come to criminals. I believe in rehabilitation. I believe in punishment. Kuna countries zingine zina believe in rehabilitation. And if you don't know the difference, this is it. Majuzi tulikuwa na Matata, kauja watch hiyo interview ya Matata baki umecheki, na Matata walikuwa na bonga juu ya walikuwa nanichanua juu ya nini Norwegian prisons. Hata nikawa enjoy that. The next time nikiwa jipata masaiza Norway naweza taka tutembee nao nifikishe place kuna prison, nibaki nimecheki like what happens there. So Norway believe in rehabilitation, so that means that you're not treated like an animal, you're still treated like a human being, and you go through things like they are trying to rehabilitate you so that ukishamaliza usirudi tena. America on the other side believes in punishment, because America wakianza their prison system was supposed to be somehow like ilikuwa na some racist undertones. Yes, white criminals will end up being wakishikwa kwayo, but the main thing ilikuwa I think ilikuwa ni the 13th amendment. I think after slavery kuisha they needed to come up with something else where they could still get free labor na vitu kama hizo. So that means that the prison industrial complex ikaanza. Kule ni biashara, kuna wase wameinvest in prison, so they are private prisons. So every year lazima wakae chini na waangalie have the have the shareholders made their profits. That means they are trying to punish you. But apart from that, the fact that you're trying to be punished and the fact that you're dehumanized, like for example kuna the SHU program, single housing unit. Hii SHU ilikuwa declared I think by the UN ama the UN charter as the human rights abuse, like it's against human rights, it's yani ni violation, it's very evil. But SHU happens. So SHU ni ile solitary confinement where you're left alone kwa karum fulani uko peke yako. So let's say Elisha Odhiambo ameenda huko, alafu akifika prison amefika kama Odhiambo, alafu kuna raya fulani amwe kumturn to Odhiambo, alafu amwe kufight back. If he fights back aenda pamerushwa kwa SHU, solitary confinement. Solitary confinement is so messed up that 1 week without talking to people is enough for yeye kufiatuka. Najua we take it for granted, like saizi tuseme niko solo. Yeah, kama leo naweza sema I've spent most of my day alone. Why? Because hatukuwa tuna shoot. Mr. Ian bado na recover from gym. Alikuwa anajiona stero, but alitushinda. But alikuwa anajiona stero. But that video is coming soon. IKONINI, nimeinterrupt show kukuremind juu ya LemFi. Unajua hii ni mwezi ya Kenya jo. Hii ni mwezi ya Kenya. So kwa uko majuu unatry kutuma do hapa Kenya, make sure umetumia LemFi. And why? LemFi kupatiaga the best exchange rates, na apart from that pia LemFi inakupatia an opportunity to send how much? $8,000 in one day. Ama unaweza tuma $16,000 in 1 week. Ama unaweza tuma $32,000 in 1 month. That means unaweza tuma 1 million in 1 day. Ama unaweza tuma 2 million in 1 week. Ama unaweza tuma 4 million in 1 month. That means stories za construction za baki umezifanya chap. Pia another thing ni saizi unaweza baki umeconnect your LemFi to your debit card. So si lazima ubaki umedeposit pesa kwa your LemFi wallet. Unatuma tu direct from your debit card ikikuja Kenya. Usisahau pia na kuaga ni instant. Alafu make sure umetumia promo code IKONINI. Kusikitumia promo code IKONINI kwa your first transaction ya $100 ili utatuma, utabaki umepata $20 cashback. Alafu pia IKONINI utakuwa umeisupport cause pia sisi tutapata $20. Unajua? So make sure umechangamka jo. Na vile musemaga jo, LemFi, international payments for everyone. IKONINI. Wacha turudi kwa show. So since nimekuwa solo, but I've been able to talk to a few people on the phone. Of course nimeingia kwa social media. So I've had some level of human interaction without even having some level of human interaction. But then SHU program, solitary confinement, you're put in 1 week in a little dimmed room. Unakaa hivi, unapitishiwa kwa tu chakula, hakuna mtu anakuongelesha. You're in a foreign country, you can lose your mind. And your time ndio utapata mse kama Elisha yuko pale amechizi. So inanikumbusha kulikuwa na boy fulani huyu boy yuko anaitwa nani, kuna boy fulani alikuwa arrested in the US. And boy after kuwa arrested in the US, he was accused of stealing a bag. And after he was accused of stealing a bag, akakuwa put in solitary confinement. After kuwa put in solitary confinement, eventually I think he stayed there, like stayed in prison for like 1 year. Alafu eventually he was released. Even when he was released, he met Jay-Z. but this kid never recovered. So what ended up happening at some point, alishatoka, his mind was so messed up that alienda up akijidedisha. Boy mwenye alikuwa anaitwa Khalif Browder. Yes, so Khalif Browder alikuwa held for 3 years without trial. That's the American prison industrial complex. 3 years without trial. Then alikuwa held at Rikers Island. Host chikigi hapa tukibonga na kina RAPCHA, we always joke about Rikers Island. When Khalif Browder was released, he just could not take it, najua, and he ended up akijidedisha because hiyo period alikaga peke yake. The human brain, it's not wired to be alone. Tuko wired kuwa na some level of human interaction. So try kuimagine alikuwa mtoiwa like 16, 17, and then he was released. Now try and imagine Elisha Odhiambo. That's an adult, man. Like, I'm really hoping yake it's just a case of yes, I don't know. I'm just hoping maybe a case of bad whatever identity, but this is my plea to you as a Kenyan. Kiwa place yote kuna msata kukujia one day na kuambia ni aje, kuna hii scheme tunaweza fanya, mchikia mafala wako states, acha tuwaibie, unajua tuko Kenya watadu, acha tuwaibie, halafu takuwa Iko Nini, acha tuwaibie. Buda, ibia mtu yote, ibia wasa wako Europe, ibia wasa wako nini, but kitrai kuibia msa iko US. If those FBI dudes come knocking at your door, federal charges, uenda huko, utapata kiraya kinakutanja, unakuwa demjo. So unless unaweza pigana vita ingine ile tujui, wewe jua tu utaenda kuolewa. Utakuwa na mkaa asubuhi raya fulani na kuspanga, na kuita hey African jungle ass. Unaitwa jungle ass jo. Hafu uko pure straight from the jungle jo. Hey, unacheza nini? Utashangaa. So kuna vitu zile, just try this life thing. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I don't think a jail sentence in the US is something you want on your resume, on your CV. No, this is not something you want, man. Like, hizo jela, they are different. So hopefully Elisha akienda na damn, hii crime yake ya kusupply weapons ini guaranteed anapelekwa maximum security. Nani akupelekwa maximum? Boy mwingine anaitwa nani? Hashpapi akupelekwa maximum. But wewe ukitry either hiyo story ya weapons ama story za drugs, hiyo ni guaranteed maximum. Hiyo story ya credit card fraud nini, hizo maybe unazapelekwa place ya kina Hashpapi. Place ya Hashpapi maybe unazatoka bila deki kwa haga. But naweza kuguarantee Elisha akipatikana guilty, guaranteed deki kwa haga. It's not worth it. Alafu kitu kama hii itakuwa ni 25 to life. Like what? Why? Kuzuna try ku take shortcuts. Buda, usidanganyike jo. Hizo shortcuts haziendagi pale. Afadhali ukaetu hapa Kenya na udeal na ile nonsense tunadeal nayo hapa. So unajua, cause nonsense ina happen hapa ni nikimalizia, of course the politics inaendelea ku happen, and the politics kuna hii image nilicheki. Kuna fala alienda ku contribute unga, alafu anapatia watu hii unga, na kwa hiyo unga imeandikwa President William Ruto. And I don't know, man. Ajua vile musemaga like poverty takes away your dignity. This is one perfect example of poverty takes away your dignity, and it's just super sad. It's super sad. And hopefully one day we'll get leaders who at least have a certain level of shame. Tukitoka hapo kuna ile nini story nyingine pia nimetoka kucheki saa hizi. I don't know what happened with this bullshit, so msini blame for giving you a half-assed story for it, but I saw it on SPM Buzz and I found it to be super interesting. So SPM Buzz walikuwa na hii headline that didn't make sense to me. So the SPM Buzz was, a lot of my guests felt cheated. I want to apologize and I want to create a website where people can hire clothes from celebrities so that at least wenye walitumia pesa wapate their money back, then cash me. Like, what the fuck? I know we have business ideas, but hire clothes, unapatia raya fulani random ivae nguo zako alafu kurudishie. Damn, amheshimu jasho huku nje. So that's this mind-blowing business idea. So niliend up nikisikiza udem. So iko kwa gari, kuna pali anaji-express on this bullshit. And yeah, I think at some point she talks about history ya nini. Anabonga je history ya nini, kuhaya nguo. So wacha tusikie ipati ya kuhaya nguo.
Starting today, I'm working on it. It's going to be a website. If you have designer clothes, na pia wewe umeonekana nao social media, na hautaki kuitumia tena, like you can't take a photo again, you can put it on the website, which eventually I'm thinking we can do an app where you can rent your clothes, your shoes, your designer bags, and all of that good stuff. So that at least when you wametumia hiyo pesa, wapate their money back. Because now when we're doing maybe photo shoots or you're going to an event, now by the way, hiyo siku the theme was black, so you'll have a variety of black dresses, black suits in different sizes, different designs. You can hire from them. Na sasa pesa hiyo yote tunawatumia wao. Yeah, and I'm so sorry my lovelies. I'll always show up for...
Damn, so mnataka kwanza kuhaya nguo? Mnashare nguo? So where do you stop? Mtahaya mpaka Ngodha ama mtaduaje? Najua Kenya mnakuwaga watu ajab sana. Because talking of ajab, of course niliwaambia, like kuna a certain reaction video I did, and on the reaction video I was talking about how if you lie to people that they are children, they end up enjoying dumb shit. So kulikuwa na hii kitu ilikuwa like man goes viral for praying in Sheng. Kumbuka vile niliwaambia, mnakuwaga na upumbavu hapa nje. So now praying in Sheng all of a sudden is dope, and yeah, it shows that the politicians understand you. And yeah, paka nimeland juu Sagugda najua nimekuwa nikijiita atheist Sagugda, lakini Sagugda kuna vile nimerudi jo Sagugda. Okay, sawa, acha tusikize hii prayer.
Kama umetoa topa, kama umepiga topa toa, kama umepiga para pia utoe para. Tunaenda mbele ya Sagugda.
Nasikia kama umepiga para pia toa para, tumeenda mbele ya Sagugda. Alafu cheki akina Sakaja hapo background. See a billionaire looking at a clown performing, and the clown thinking that he's doing this nini. And I'll keep criticizing this bullshit because for a very long time Kenyans have fell for gimmicks, and this gimmicks has made you elect clowns, and we have to call it out. I don't wacha tusikiza Sagugda.
Safi. Sagugda ni wewe peke neki, atuzana Sagugda mneki. Tumekuja hapa hivi, tumetoka kwa dangulo zetu. Hapa kuna mazozo na machaji. Vitu zote walikuwa wanatuletea zilikuwa njavia rodi riba, lakini za hivi Sagugda juu umetuletea governor juu ni mjamo. Atuzana kuza governor wengine watamuokolize. Na wakilumookolize na juanga Sagugda utadili nao tu utadili nao juu si mduamba tanzi. Utawapiga mboko la mbekete juu governor wetu naye mongo yake na roho yake ni safi ngwangisi. Kwa hiyo tena naomba nikiamini
na Mwafrika pia utampiga mbokolo mekele na mekele na ngumbungulu and ujinga la Iko Nini.